Honorable Chair, Committee Chairperson, Minister and Deputy Minister, Honorable Members, I rise to reject this budget on behalf of the men and women in uniform on account of being wholly inadequate for the mandate the armed forces are expected to fulfill. Although I will shortly refer to some data just now, the reality is that you do not need to be a military expert to see that the SANDF's facilities and vehicles have fallen into disrepair. The problem with underfunding the armed forces is that it is always a deadly decision. People will die from all of this, and they already do. Our armed forces have a significant mandate that involves border protection, regional support for the SAPS, peacekeeping, and so on. Just in the period between 2012 and now, we have cut the defense budget by over 50%. There is no universe where you take the knife to the lifeblood of the defense forces and you retain its competence and strength. At over 40 years, the average age of infantry-level personnel is too high. They are too old. These are men and women who are expected to fight the actual battles on the ground. These soldiers should not, on average, be older than 25. We cannot have corporals who are 46 years old and sergeants who are 48. We are putting ourselves at a distinct disadvantage if we continue down this path. Perhaps it is the stain of the arms deal. Perhaps it is our history that makes us so reluctant to want a well-equipped professional army we can be proud of. But we must decide whether we want an army or not. We cannot be half committed to this, pretending that we have an army that can defend the country when we do not. The people that work in the armed forces are workers with rights. They are entitled to the best safety mechanisms and conditions we can afford. When we give them a stretched mandate without resources, we are deliberately putting their lives in danger, and that is unconscionable. South Africa has many needs, including people who cannot put food on the table. But we must make some decisions, and one of these is to decide whether we want an army. If we do, let us fund it properly, or we reduce its mandate. Or maybe we just shut it down. But I know this, we will one day regret the decision to defund the armed forces to the extent that we have. We will need an army one day and realize we have none left. And there will be no quick fixes. And no, I disagree that it is the Treasury that is solely responsible for all of this. The Commander-in-Chief of the South African Armed Forces is the President. When the Minister of Finance rises in Parliament to table the budget, he or she does so on behalf of Cabinet, on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief. Let us get over the belief that we can defund the army, put people's lives at risk, and still have an army that can do the work that we need to do. We have to support our armed forces, and as a result, we have no choice but to reject this budget.